That was hilarious.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Thanks for clicking on our faces. Today, we are back again this week to discuss Agatha All Along, this time episode 4. A lot has happened, so let's talk about it. The main thing that I want to know from you guys is, do you feel, well, we know in this episode, right? I'm getting ahead of myself.
Whoa!
At the beginning of every episode, we try to start off with a little bit of Marvel news, right? But this particular episode is very spoilery when it comes to the Marvel news. So if you do not want to have anything spoiled, click off and then click back on. Don't forget to leave us a like for the click, but we're going in heavy spoiler territory. So in fact, let me go ahead and I use this graphic for the book reviews, but let me go ahead and put it here just so everyone is clear. We're going into spoilers right now.
I would even leave it.
All right, what are you saying,
Put a spoiler time.
Oh, I love the graphic. I thought it was going to be like the word spoiler. I was going to say leave that up. It's done. They could, but I like that. That was fantastic.
Oh, thank you. In fact, we'll do it here as well, just so everyone knows. Heavy spoilers right now. Because in Agatha Marvel news, it has been revealed by an unlikely source who Teen is, right? That has been what we've been speculating upon for the last 3 episodes. Who is this young man, right? Who is he? And during the last episode, we did learn a little bit more about sigils and, what possibly was placed on him that is kind of blocking his identity. But the most unlikeliest of sources has revealed that our man Teen is in fact Wiccan, and it was revealed by freaking Funko Pops.
Funko Pops.
God damn it! It's always the toy merch that kind of like
you're not lying, because this is not the first time Pop has done that. I remember I want to say Falcon Winter Soldier, they revealed the costume off rip for Captain America, Sam Wilson's Captain America. So this is not the first time. You would think they would learn their lesson, but I just don't think they cared, because they have merch.
Honestly, I think it's smart business. I think that's because this thing is the way that we found out his name. That thing is gonna sell. Like, that thing is gonna sell, and it's probably gonna be double in price. I bet you it's limited edition. Funko Pops are like the Beanie Babies of today. People collect these things.
That's a fair point.
All kinds of things. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this is part of their marketing. That makes sense. I mean,
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think some people are going to be like, oh, that's so cool, and buy and stuff. But people who are invested in the show and just don't want to be spoiled are going to be very annoyed by this, because, how do you go into this not wanting to be spoiled?
Right.
So,
nowadays we have to actively work to not be spoiled.
Yeah, you're right.
That wasn't a thing 10 years ago. So,
now that I kind of blew up the image, I didn't notice this before, but I feel like it also spoils potentially another character, because we see Agatha, but to the right of Agatha, we see Death, right? And as I said before, I feel like our girl Rio could potentially be Lady Death. And I think that all but confirms it. I don't know how you guys feel about it. But
the costume is looking like Death, but I think someone pointed out about Death. There was an image, because you talked about spoilers. I don't know if it was from a previous episode or so, but they had a woman I'm going to say woman, but a skull female. So that possibly that is Death. And I think it's interesting that they would bring Death here. I don't know, because when I think of Death in the Marvel universe, I think about Deadpool.
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering. Are they going to play it into Deadpool? That's a thing. I feel like they might try to do
They
it.
should.
I think they have how they already structured Deadpool. I don't think so.
But look, as I was saying before, in a couple episodes ago, he's already broken up with Vanessa, right? So it's not like he has that relationship, tying him down to that. So I feel like they were potentially trying to make room for Death to kind of make her appearance in Deadpool, and maybe if in a fourth one, because if you saw the third one, there was that joke of, oh, you'll be playing this for 100 years. And I feel like that's going to be Deadpool.
That is going to be Deadpool. I wouldn't want anyone else to play him. I kind of wouldn't want them to do that. And the reason for that, because I feel like you're missing the element there with Thanos. Thanos was the one who wanted to be with Death. Deadpool found who wanted to be with Death too. I don't know what this woman got. She got the yams. They all want to be with her. And I forget what Thanos does, but he does something to make him immortal. I mean, he's already immortal, but I feel like that's a missing key. I would kind of want Death, Thanos, Deadpool. There's something about that combination I would really want if we were bringing in. There we go. Look at that.
Put a little fan art here, but yeah, potentially, if this is in fact Lady Death, if Rio is our Lady Death, right? Then I do see that they may try to tie it into an eventual Deadpool, even if it's just like a what if episode. I will be here for that, because what if the next season is coming out? So
yeah. I do say this. Something about Ryan Reynolds, and I forget the actor's name. RB Plaza. There's something about them on screen that makes me go, I would like to see that, because I just think there would be some magic.
Yeah, there's something about, they would be very sexy on screen. Something about them, because she was playing this episode. I don't know.
I love her. I have a friend who's madly in love with her. She was fantastic in this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yeah, you can carry that knife anytime, baby.
But let's get into the episode. Thank you guys for being here. It's 21 of you guys in here with us so far. Hit the like button.
Like and subscribe, please.
Yes, and join us as we delve into the episode. So now we can remove the spoiler tickets, because if you're here for the after show, you should know we're talking about the full show. So it's going to be spoilers for the episode. Now, this episode had like a that 70s show kind of vibe, which is funny because they killed off Mrs. Foreman.
Yo, you called it, and I am highly upset that they got rid of Miss Hart. This show, I could sit here and say, with them killing Miss Hart, is very heartless.
Facts.
Well, now they're heartless because she's definitely gone. Teen said it.
Don't take that away.
Teen said it, and he did not lie. He did not tell a lie. So they actually buried her this episode. She's has a grave right there on the road, and it makes me wonder. I think they kind of mentioned it or kind of touched on it in the episode, or maybe episode prior. If you die on the road, does that mean you die in our world, the real world, or is it like you just reset and go back into your existence in the real world? It makes me wonder. What do you guys think?
I think you did.
Well, she's not really a witch, so who knows?
That's good.
There might be a factor into that.
Okay,
I'm actually curious to see how that works, because I wouldn't be surprised if she just pops up as something else.
Oh, okay. I have a feeling like she might just pop up back in the real world, like say on the final episode when they return back to Westview. I feel like she might be there, but that could be hopeful thinking.
I would hope so, because she didn't actually be on this road.
Yeah, she didn't.
But you know what this road gives me? So I feel like they've touched on how dangerous this road is, and it kind of gives me the feels of, and I don't know why it just came on top of my head. I think because there was a wrestler who wanted to climb up Mount Everest, and they always talk about like when you climb up and there's like a lot of dead bodies and stuff like that. And I think they were just showing you the dangers of this road. Like if something happens, you can in fact die here. I don't know. It just kind of touched in my head here.
There's definitely some stakes, but as we see, Artemis are no longer with us. R.I.P. At least in the Witches Road. So
Agatha was so cold with this, like, yeah, R.I.P.
Look, when we get later in the episode, it's almost like a total shift of character. But when they lose Mrs. Hart. They said, okay, well, we need a green witch up in here, right? What's going to happen? So they have like a seance or a summoning to have a new witch come to the Witch's Road. And they all, put together their magic, and they lit some candles, and they all said what it is that they want from this witch when they summon her. And honestly, I felt like it was all very shallow. They were like, oh yeah, make her visually appealing. Make her, smart and not annoying. I'm like, what is the heck? If you're on the Witch's Road, these are trials where your life is on the line. I need you to put more into the summoning than, she needs to.
I do think visuals are important. So I think visuals are important.
Yeah, let her be capable. That's what would have been mine. Let her be capable. Let her have what it takes to get me out of the Witch's Road.
It makes top 5. I hear what you're saying, Cece.
Yeah, not let her be.
It makes top 5, but it's like number 4, number 5.
I guess.
And one of them said Tylenol or something like that. That was weird to me. Like,
said what?
Yeah, one of them said Anvil or Tylenol or something like that. I thought that was pretty weird.
Oh, Alice said let her bring Tylenol or Advil, and that never kind of played out. You would think that they, would, pop it.
Not yet. I want to say not yet.
Oh well, yeah, true. Not yet. Not this episode. But they ended up summoning our girl back into the episode, Rio. So she came.
That was weird to me because was she dead and I didn't know this?
What do you mean?
No, because like they summoned this like get a witch. I mean, and she came from the ground and they thought it was Miss Hart. So like when she was coming, I actually thought it was gonna be Miss Hart for a minute. Like, oh, okay, we've been
zombified.
Yeah, I was thinking that. And then it's her, and I'm like, wait, like I don't know. I just thought they were reviving a witch. Like when I hear revive, it means they died and we brought them back to life. So that's where
I don't know. I got the vibes that she's been lurking around all this time.
That's interesting.
I'm not sure. Like I feel like maybe her being, dug up, or not dug up, but rising from the ground is kind of like a play on her being a green witch and connected to nature. And plus with them having the seance or ritual with it kind of being on the ground, I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. But I did also get the feeling like, well, maybe it could have been a zombie, right? That would have been kind of cool. But
and I appreciated how she had these like poison ivy vibes. Leaves out of her hands and stuff.
Oh yeah,
groovy.
You know what? And when you say that out loud, it touches to what C was saying on why she came from the ground, because it's like nature. So I didn't even put that together. Good job, Vic.
I mean, Mother Earth acting like it was kind of sexy.
That's what I'm saying. This episode, she was very sexy. She was putting it on thick. And even so much so that the other ladies kind of comment on it. They were like, I don't know if I should,
Hey her.
I don't like her, if I should ask for her number or something like that. So she's got some sauce. I don't know what it is, but the girl, she brings
Aubrey Plaza, she's that it girl. It's something about when she's on screen that just brings like a sex appeal, like in a classy way too. I can't even find the words because when she was on, I mean, we've gotten familiar with the other witches because there's been 4 episodes. She was only on 1, but I felt like she was a screen stealer. Yeah, look at him. Look at I forget what the black lady's name is, but she's just really like shook.
Jennifer, yeah, this is like as Rio was coming out of the ground, this was their reaction to her coming out, like a zombie. So yeah, something about her. She definitely had that sex appeal, but they do end up furthering down the Witch's Road. They enter into this new home where they have this new aesthetic. Again, 70s vibe. They get in there. They're trying to find what the next clue is. And Teen ends up playing a record, and that was very much of the time too. That 70s played the record backwards. There would be like a demonic message, and that's what happened in this episode. And the demonic message put some sort of curse on everyone in the room. And it just so happens that it was like the family curse of Alice come to life within this home. Looks like we have a comment here. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here.
Hi.
Discussing the show. But yeah, so it was her family curse come to life. And so now everyone, all of our girls have been cursed
Yeah, I was gonna say that burnt thing on the well, I think they both got in different places, right? Because I felt like one had on their shoulder and maybe one in their chest or something. I mean, not chest, like stomach or something like that.
Yeah. So it was weird. And then through the as they're journeying through the home, they're trying to figure out, okay, well, what is it that we have to solve in order to get the hell out of here, right? And we get this scene where Agatha and Rio, they've been kind of like, sending some sort of vibes to one another. Like Agatha had to look her in her eye and just tell her no. And I'm like, what is the no here? Like what kind of, sensual vibes? Something is happening. I don't know.
I think she know. I don't. We all,
a couple.
I was gonna say we don't know what their life was before, obviously, but I just think she knows her for so many years that she knows like a certain look. She can feel a certain energy from her, and she knows like, no, we're not trying to do any of that stuff. You can feel the tension.
Mm-hmm.
The tension.
Yeah.
I don't know if I uploaded the last 2 images that she sent Jack in the group chat, but there was one. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. It was an image of them looking very sensual, and in the captions it says Agatha moans softly.
Yo, oh my God. Okay, so can I tell you real quick? Let me tell you something real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm on Twitter. I'm looking for some of these pictures, and someone wrote, "If you don't have captions on, you're missing out." And when I saw that, I said, "Oh my God!"
Yep.
Because I don't have captions on.
I told you I always listen with I always watch with captions, and occasionally I'll watch with the audio the audio captions give you all the tea. Like it gives you the whole like audio book drama of it all.
That's
yeah, it's really interesting. But there's definitely a sexual chemistry that Rio is giving off, particularly with Agatha. And they get into this part where before that, actually, I wanted to touch on this. When our coven is talking to Agatha, they're asking her, like, hey, the last time you were here, how many witches came out with you? Because you survived. How many of them survived? Are we all going to die? And she said 1. And it made me think, was Rio also on this? Has Rio been on the witch's road before? Do you think that could be the one that she's talking about?
I think, you know what? I think so. And I don't want to jump the gun on why, but there's something I could sit here and that made me think that when they have that sitting around the fire, that makes me think, excuse me, when you ask that, I think so. Yes.
Okay. Because I think that Rio may be the vicious version that everyone wants us to believe Agatha is, because it seems like Agatha is always trying to keep Rio in line a little bit this episode. And Agatha seems more like a trickster, like a Loki, right? A mischievous god, if you will. But
she's playing both sides of the fence, and you're right about that. I know we're going to touch about it later, but yeah,
this is the one I was like, that's the one I was
shit.
And it's not even just moan.
That right there
softly.
gives them straight couple vibes. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Do you guys feel that Rio is trustworthy?
No.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I think that love is blind. And I think that she is going through all of that because she's trying to get Agatha back. I think those two were a couple, or Agatha, just, put the bug in her ear and made her feel good just to get whatever Agatha needed.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a wild kink. She put a bug in her.
No, you know what I mean? It's like she told her what she wanted to hear, made her feel good.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I'm the corn, Vic. Remember, I'm the corn. I know.
Oh yeah, facts.
But Tay, you have to watch Agatha All Along. It's available on Disney Plus. We're only 4 episodes in, so there's plenty of time to catch up. But definitely recommend because this is the after show and we talk about the full spoilers. But yeah, it's definitely something there, right? And I'm not sure if she's trustworthy or not, because she's been such. Her aura is so mysterious, so I'm not sure if we can trust her or not. But there is a part in the episode where Agatha has her alone in the recording studio, right? And she gets Rio to start talking and kind of reveal, hey, you kill off all the witches, kind of like how we did last time. It was kind of like they were in cahoots. And Agatha presses the intercom button so all the other coven witches can hear what she's saying. And of course, after Rio, said all of that, Agatha says, "Oh, I'm not like that. How? These are my coven." Like, act like she didn't, know what the hell she was talking about. And honestly, that never played out in this episode either. That's my one gripe about this episode. I feel like none of the setups kind of paid off. We did have like a large musical break, and I feel like that was a little much for me. I don't know about the surprise musical kind of situation. I don't know how you guys felt about the song, because they did break
out the song. I feel like they found different ways of singing it. Like the first one, I guess it was witchy and stuff like that, and then this was all 70s. I mean, I feel like they're gonna sing the song to the freaking ground, but
yes.
I enjoyed the musical piece. You said some things about because I think that was a good point when you mentioned about the stuff about what she said, and it was sort of the other witches heard. I feel like it might play out in episode 5. I think they were trying to squeeze in as much as they could for this episode, and I feel like the witch at the end, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with these names here, but the older witch, because she grabbed Rio later and said, "I didn't forget what you said," and it makes me go like, I think that they touched back on it, maybe not as much as probably wanted to, but they did touch back on it.
Trying to find her name. Lilia, that's the witch. Lilia, the older witch. But when we do get back to the musical break, Alice starts getting into it. Alice is like, "Look, if we got to sing it, we're gonna sing it. We're gonna sing my mama's song. We're gonna have to sing it right."
Right.
So she starts breaking it down, and she's so much so to the point that there's like a visual incarnation of the curse, of her family's curse, and it was the song, which is revealed in this episode, that it's actually a protection spell. And the mother, her mother was so adamant about getting the song out there, because every time it's playing, or regardless of where it's being played, it's enforcing the protection spell of her daughter, or for her daughter. So I thought that was interesting. So as they're playing it, she's, on the piano, on the keys, like Alicia Keys, and getting it in. And the demon thing, the curse, burns up on her shoulders. So she was able to break the curse this episode. I feel like I wish that they would have kind of gave us more with that.
Well, I mean, the whole thing was about getting over your fear.
Okay.
That whole thing was about facing your fear, because mind you, like, she was afraid to, and I think Agatha showed a lot of leadership here, because she was starting to get burned, and then the girl that was on the piano was starting to get scared, and Agatha was just like, keep going. You know what I mean? And I can see that.
But this wouldn't be the first time Agatha did something like that, because she did that in the last episode where she got the Jennifer, who was scared. I forget what she was trying to do. I feel like these episodes, you start to see a little bit of layers with Agatha, because in the beginning she looked like she was heartless, didn't care, blah blah blah. But you see her every now and then, like, I got it, and maybe it's for, maybe this is for a selfish cause, because she wants to get back her purple, her power. But, I just feel like there's some layers here, and I know we're gonna get into it in probably this next scene.
But shout out to the chat. We got 30 of you guys in here this evening. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and share, and let us know what you thought of the episode. This is the best show ever from American Dream Real Estate.
ADRE, good job. We appreciate you.
What does it say? She was really good in the Marvel movie universe. Oh, yeah. The Multiverse of Madness. If that's the one, yep, that's Wanda, Scarlet Witch. She plays into at least her legacy, if you will, plays into this heavily. But yeah, so after she gets the curse, they get released from this trial. But our boy Teen is, fatally hurt. He gets like some sort of wound to the stomach.
Yeah, how did that happen? I didn't see it. I just noticed some glass shard in his stomach all of a sudden.
I remember when they were singing the song, it was like he looked down, and it was like this thing poking out of him. And I'm like, I don't know how it got there, but it happens at some point during the song.
It's clear on how it happened, guys. They're singing, broke the mirror, and the mirror just hit him in the stomach.
Oh, that's what happened? Those high pitches that they were hitting during the
Yeah, it was a little too much, and it went through him because the mirror couldn't take anything.
I guess. I missed it. I don't know what happened, but he ended up hurt. And our girl Jennifer came through. She, was able to put together a potion using, water and moonlight and kind of heal him.
Right.
And she also kind of revealed that not only is she doesn't just identify as a witch, she identifies as a root worker, which is very kind of heavy in like, voodooism in a way, if I'm not incorrect. And also she said that she was a midwife, right?
Yeah.
And she became bound by visiting this event where I would assume that's where we see that guy who haunted
Dan
her.
Aykroyd.
Yeah, the guy in the white, him.
Oh, not him. Oh.
Jealous of her, clear superiority with healing women. She was a midwife. She was a root worker. She was doing all of this, and he stole her powers. So we see even after the last trial, she started to regain some of her confidence and some of that power. So we see that in this episode when she healed Teen. Now, but when Teen was hurt, you saw how Agatha ran to him.
Yeah.
Like a mother to a son, if you will, right?
Facts. She was definitely giving mother vibes.
I'm telling you, something's happened, something's there. But it was when he was healing on the road, they started speaking about sigils, right? And she mentioned how sigils work on both the person who it's placed on and the person who places it on them. So if Teen doesn't remember who placed the sigil on him, that means the person who put it on him doesn't remember. So that could be Agatha. And like I said a couple of episodes ago, I feel as if this could be her son, and she placed the sigil on him to get a loophole around sacrificing her son to get to the Darkhold. So maybe she put a thing on him where he doesn't remember she's his son, and vice versa. She doesn't remember that she's his mother. And that's how she was able to obtain the Darkhold as opposed to outright killing her son.
But wait, she also said something about the sigil where it affects both parties.
Yeah, that's what she was getting at.
So like but she made it seem like the sigil would kill them both, because she said that like it would be on until the person is no longer useful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that was her son, then I don't think she would personally do that. You know what I mean?
So, but it's saying the sigil will be on till the person was no longer useful, or the sigil was no longer useful.
I think it's to the person. I mean, at least that's how I interpreted it. But
okay.
We might need more deets on that.
But there's some confusion here for me, right? And it's messing up my whole theory, right? It's messing up my theory, and I don't like it. One was, again, the reveal when we discussed in the Marvel News section that Teen, of course, again, spoiler alert, is actually Wiccan. And Wiccan, I believe, is Wanda's son. So there's that. But there's also a point at the end of the episode when Agatha and Rio were getting very close. Rio said,
"Yeah, look at that. She looked like she was about to kiss her."
Yeah, they were definitely.
I was just waiting for Sebastian to show up.
But listen, kiss the girl, sha la 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 la.
Exactly. They had the woods. All they needed was the boat, and you know what I mean. They could have gotten it popping anyway.
But it was during this scene, right before a potential kiss, that Rio said, "Hey, that's not your son," right? So that would crash all of my theories. But at this point, I'm thinking, is Rio to be trusted? If she's not to be trusted, then we can't trust anything that comes out of her mouth. So it could be misleading that she's saying that's not her son, right? But with the evidence that we have that this is Wiccan based off the Funko Pops, I don't know, unless they try to do a thing where potentially it is Wiccan, but the spirit of Nicholas Scratch was placed into Wiccan or something. I can see that potentially being a route that Marvel Disney Plus goes. But
does that actor have that much range?
Who knows? He's new actor.
Because I mean, that's a lot to put on a kid. Like
that is a lot
to all of that. Like that's work. But that would be interesting.
I think it would be interesting to see, like, Wanda's child, the one that she was so desperate to get back in, Multiverse of Madness, and Agatha's child kind of being combined into one body. I think that would kind of be interesting to see play out on screen. But if Rio is not to be trusted, then we can't trust anything that comes out of her mouth, even her saying that that's not your child or not your son. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode, guys. Overall, what did you think about the episode?
Going down the Witch Road, it's pretty cool.
Okay. There was like a little thing, a little callback to the Wizard of Oz, as they've been doing through the episodes. But when Rio kind of appears and she's walking down the Witch's Road, she did the Wizard of Oz kind of walk, like that thing that they did when they were walking down the road. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, that's cool. No, I didn't even know that.
Little skip. Yeah, that was.
Let's get into some of these comments here. We got Wanda was vicious witch, can't put anything past her. We got power stealer. I don't know what that means.
Let me see if we were still in power.
Oh yeah, Agatha. Okay, got you. We got should I watch it and then come back next time when I'm caught up with it? You should definitely watch the show.
Yeah, definitely.
Tay, to watch the show.
And if I could say, I mean, we're on episode 4. There's 4 more episodes, so yeah.
Oh yeah, you can easily catch up.
Yeah, catch up. I mean, these shows, I think they're digestible.
Very, because like it's 15 minutes of credits.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is, because once the episode ends, I cut out. I think by episode 8, we should stay tuned to see if there's any end credits. But yeah,
no, it's funny because like you watching the episode and then you look at how many minutes are left, and it's like 15 because there's credits in different languages. And like they're doing all this extra with the credits, like it's like one of those books that have instructions that are mad thick, but then you see 5 different languages anyway.
But yeah, what did you think about the episode 4?
It was good. It was a good time, you know. I mean, because see, this thing, I feel like I'm starting to feel like it should have been a movie because they're doing like little bits by bits in every episode, and they're giving you the cliffhangers. But then I honestly think they also did this so that people can just wait and then binge watch it later. This feels very bingeable. Like I honestly think, right, if you turn this show into a Netflix and chill, you can get it done in about a half an hour, because these things are so digestible. If you just skip the thing, you can literally watch it. Yeah. If you, I really think you can watch all of this in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and enjoy it like a movie. I got a feeling that that's the direction that they're going now, and it's quite interesting because it's always a little cliffhanger. You always want to see what's next going on, and there's a lot going on. And the other thing is just that I feel like you got to watch things back.
Okay.
I feel like you do got to watch things back to get more details, because there's a lot of stuff going on here. Anyway, I'm rambling. I shouldn't be rambling. It's late.
For me, this probably was my least favorite episode so far, only because I feel like a lot of the setups didn't have much of a payoff. I wasn't so much of a fan of the musical break. I was like, all right, come on now, I get it. But I did like the return of Rio. I think she's a very interesting character, and I'd like to see how her being added to our coven is going to kind of play on the dynamics there. And again, with the reveal of her potentially being Death, I want to see how Marvel's going to tie it into Deadpool, because I have a feeling it's going to happen, guys. I have a feeling it's going to happen. But that's the show, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video, and join us next week for episode 5 of Agatha All Along the After Show. And see you later. Goodbye. See ya.